Amen, amen, amen.
Well, I don't know where everybody is, but I feel God is here. And I'm glad you all are here. And it really matters that the wilderness is for preparation. So, in the book of Exodus, we have the children of Israel being set free from slavery in Egypt. And they're headed for the promised land. And God doesn't lead them in the way that is the most direct route. And it actually even says there in the Word that God said they wouldn't be ready to deal with the battles that they would have to come up against with the folks that were in the promised land. And so he led them a different way, which was a long and roundabout way. And there was a lot of junk in that long and roundabout way, but they were in a barren land, in the wilderness, in the desert a lot. And they had their struggles, but God was proving himself to them, teaching them things, providing for them, working stuff in them, working stuff out of them. He was preparing them for the promised land. And you know, when they got there the first time, they didn't enter in. Now, God had apparently given them enough time and took them through enough things, you know, all the water out of the rock and the birds and the manna and all that stuff, right? All those things. He had given them enough time to learn to depend on him wholly and to see that he was faithful and to learn his word. They had given the Ten Commandments, all that. But in unbelief, they didn't enter in at that time. They could have. All they really would have had to do right then is apply what God had already taught them in that preparation time. So they entered in way, way later, and a bunch of them didn't even get to go. But God is always at work in the wilderness to prepare us for the promised land, the thing of promise, the place that he is taking us to. And so, when we are struggling with what seems like delays or barrenness, or it seems like we're in a dry land, and like God promised fruitfulness, but where is it? He's trying to teach us something. He knows that we're not even ready for that next thing. You know, the thing that is a vision even that you have and something that God even put in your heart. He told them about the promised land and it's flowing with milk and honey and this is where you're going. It was a promise from God that was from him. But there was some stuff to go through and some things to learn in the process. And it actually took longer than we in our thinking would have said it should take. But not in God's thinking, because he knows what he's doing. And he knows the people he was dealing with. Now, you know, when they got to the promised land, it wasn't vacant land. They actually had to go and battle, right? So God was with them, and every time they obeyed and did what God said and trusted him, they had victory. So he was with them, and he empowered them, but they actually had to do battle. Okay, there were people that were under judgment for sins that are so bad I can't talk about it in here. Okay, and they were under judgment, and God was giving that land. Okay, so but there was battle involved. Did you know that the dream and the vision that God has put in your heart, there's going to be some battle involved in obtaining it? But God will give you the power to have victory over it. So, but I would just say, don't despise either one. If you are in the hour of the wilderness, then there is a purpose in it, of preparation for where God is taking you. And if you are in the hour of battle, if you are going after the vision that God has given you and the calling and purpose he's given you, then he will give you victory in it. And there is purpose in that battle. And you will win. And you will obtain what he has promised. So I just remind us and encourage us that there is purpose in the wilderness. Amen? Amen. Thank you.